So what's up? How's everybody feeling tonight? We good? Awesome. I don't do well with standing on stage. I get nervous, so I'm going to come stand down here with you guys. Just kidding. I don't get really nervous. But I do like to be with you and experiencing this with you. And let me tell you why. I feel like when we are on the same level, we experience life together, and it's a freaking awesome experience, right? And what I mean by that is I had a hell of a day today of getting back. I went on an awesome 10 days to LA to do some awesome stuff. And then at the end of that experience, I came home and I was kind of in this like, oh my God, it's gloomy, it's crappy out. I was in my space, right? I was kind of out of it this morning. And I remember feeling very anxious. I don't get, straight up, something about me, I don't get anxious about this stuff. I couldn't thrive more in this position. I love to be talking clearly. I love to be talking and spending time with people who are looking to develop themselves. I think it's the best feeling in the world. So for me to wake up and be feeling anxious about this, it was a little weird for me. So I was in a place of like, I don't feel good right now. Something's off. So what I had to do was I had to go outsource. I found someone. So I have a life coach. His name's Rob. Rob is the dopest. And him and I got together today and got on a call. And he said, the first thing he said was, do you need to breathe? Which is ironic because I had my first breathing experience. Anybody ever done breath work in here before? I know you two have because you did it with me this weekend. So I had my first experience of breath work this weekend. And when I say it was like life-changing, I mean like blew my mind. So the fact that we get on the call, he's like, do you need to breathe today? I was like, how did you know that? But what I'm telling you this for is I needed to outsource for a little love, a little connection, a moment to take time to myself and access a little bit of self-care. Ironically, that's what we're doing tonight. So what I got myself to do was get in a space, not intentionally, I found myself in a space where being where you are right now was supportive for me. So I'm excited for tonight because we are in the same space, you and I, you and me. We are connected right now because I'm in a space of, I got a lot of crap going on in my life, and breathing and hearing awesome sounds allowed me to get to a space that prepares me to be with you tonight. So awesome work, Felicia. You got me all hyped up. I'm feeling really good. So part of what I want to do tonight is I want you to jump into the conversation. I have an issue with coming and speaking to you because I'm not meeting you where you are. The way for me to meet you where you are, because I could come in here and talk to you literally nonstop. I love to talk. That's my brother right there. He knows all about how much I like to talk. It's been a problem of mine for a long time, but also it turned into my life. So I could talk all day, but I don't want to talk. I want to meet you where you are. So I have a second one of these. And what I'm going to ask you to do is share your experience, what came up for you while we went through this sound bath. And I want you to tell me what you got from it, what your experience was, but we're going to do something called laser focused, meaning we all love you, but we're not ready to hear your whole life story tonight. So in under a minute, what did you experience? And we're going to do a little bit of live work together, because that means I'm meeting you in this room where you are. And as humans, we have energy and we connect with other humans. So if Sally is talking about her experience of serenity in her sound bath, Sally's Serenity sound bath, then you may connect with her because you're another human who's feeling energy just the same. So anybody open, this is the scariest part, anybody open to sharing their experience from the sound bath, just raise your hand and say, let's go. Come on. Let's go in the back corner. Clap it up. Clap it up. Woo! You're making me work. Check, check, check. What's your name? Where are you from?
I am Emily. I'm from New York, Long Island. I live in Astoria.
Love it.
So I have had my heart closed for a while. And I felt my heart opening tonight for the first time in a long time. It was tingling, and I felt sensation throughout my whole body also. And in the past, when I've done sound baths, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel the sensation of the actual tingling. And I had a visitation from my father, who's no longer here in physical form. And I saw him standing right here in front of me. So that was pretty amazing because I've always received messages from him, but I've never actually been able to see him.
That was powerful. Let's clap it up for that. Thank you. You can keep the mic because you're going to keep talking. Did you come here for something today? Like, did you come here to get something to, I know you knew about, it was a self-care and sound bath, self-care motivational talk. Did you come here to get something tonight? You can say no.
Yeah, I didn't come with a clear intention for what I wanted.
Okay. When you went through this experience, do you feel as though you had an opportunity to access a level of care for yourself through this experience?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I came in frantic and stressed, and being able to relax and just calm down was so powerful.
Yeah. And did the sound help you with that?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. So I just want to access something because this was coming up for me while we were doing it. We came here to get a level of self-care. We came here to get like an experience of freedom or relaxation or some type of like heightened consciousness or whatever you came here for, right? You came here knowing that I'm going to go to a sound bath to get relaxation. I'm going to go to a sound bath to get energy. I'm going to go to a sound bath to get whatever you want to fill in, right? And isn't it interesting, we're in the noisiest place in the freaking world, and we come to a place to access self-care through noise, right? So why that's coming up for me, and why I think this is really interesting, is because what we did was we created an association. Sound bath, we hear the word, or we think of those sounds, and it creates an association of relaxation, of release, of freedom, of being able to connect, of being able to access maybe depth of an emotion or love or something that we haven't experienced before. And what we do often is we create associations, and then we lock into them. So your association with this noise is relaxation, is whatever came up for you, right? What's your association with the voice of your spouse? What's your association with a text message? What's your association with a breakup? What's your association with your boss confronting you? What's your association with how you see your life? What's your association with your self-worth? So what I want you to recognize here is that we have an opportunity to make a choice about association. It's not innate that sounds mean relaxation. That sound, you have chosen to experience it in a certain way. So is it possible that tonight, through self-care, through a choice of self-care, we're associating that sound with self-care? Is there a way for you to start associating other areas of your life that aren't working for you with self-care, with love, with connection, with those things that you desire? So there are things you want, there are things you want to have and create, and there's a gap, you don't have them. And what creates a level of unhappiness or depression or sadness is when we have a vision for our lives, this thing, but our lives actually look like this, and there's a gap between them. And the bigger the gap, the more pain we feel. Is that making sense to you right now? Yeah? So the bigger the gap between where you are and what you want in your life, the more pain you're going to feel. And what I want you to do is start looking at the opportunity to create associations with things that serve you, that get you closer to that. Because you have two options. You can either A, get rid of your vision for your life and make it cheaper or lesser or not exactly what you wanted to get closer to where your life is and create a little more happiness. But for a lot of us, we don't want to change that vision. We want to get closer to that vision. Anybody know the second way to get closer to that vision? I'll tell you if you don't know. Anybody? And no guesses? Come on, relax, get into this conversation. No guesses on how to get closer to your vision in life? What's that? Try harder. Massive action, baby. That was close. What's your name? Yeah. Jordan, thanks. Clap it up for Jordan. Thanks, Emily. Jordan said, movement, or whatever he said, massive action. Go do stuff. Create change. And I think a lot of times we're looking for something to happen so that we can get a certain result. Why are we not making something happen? I had a conversation the other day with a group of individuals with a community clothing company. Actually, we're wearing the shirt right now. Chris, shout out Roan. Hey, we had a workout with Roan. It's a men's clothing company who's coming out with a women's line thing soon. And one of the things we talked about was understanding the power of your perception, understanding, owning what you want to create in your life, and what takes us from one level to the next. And why is this important? We're talking about association, we're talking about connecting with ourselves and the thought process we have. When we had that conversation, somebody was saying, well, how do we just get that drive or that momentum to create what we want, to go do the things we want to do? I was like, what's it going to take? Because we need to get to a place where we feel that confidence or that drive or that I'm good enough thing. Anybody have a worthiness complex that they've ever dealt with? I'm not sure if I'm worthy of this. I don't know if I can go get that. If you're not raising your hand, you're crazy. I don't know if I can make this money. I don't know if I can do that, right? Those conversations in our heads of I don't know if I can, the self-limiting beliefs. Anybody else experience that with me? Thank you. Jeez, I'm in a room of beast humans. So that experience right there, that I don't know if I'm worthy thing, we have to get to the bottom of this. Because in order to create what we want to create in life, there needs to be an understanding of your worth. You need to understand that you were created perfectly, exactly as you are, with no mistake. And when you get to that point, you feel me, right? When you get to that point, you start to shift into a whole new level of you. You go from 5th to 6th real quick. Because think about this. For years and years and years, how long have humans been in existence? I should look this up. A long time. Thousands of years. I don't know that answer, but I should. Thousands of years. Of those 1,000 years, if we were to go to the history books and we were to go look back all the way to the beginning, not once, and I say this with incredible confidence, not once, not ever, not even close, has there ever been someone who is exactly you. I'm going to say that again because I think sometimes we get stuck on this. Not once, not ever. There's billions and billions and billions and billions of people who have been on this planet, and not once has anyone ever had the same exact genetic makeup, the same exact DNA, exactly as you are, doing exactly what you're doing, living the exact experience that you live. And you ask me, how do I distinguish myself? How do I become different? How do I have the power to do this? How do I become worthy? Are you serious? You are made in the likeness of whatever creator you want to say. You are built worthy, my friend. You have been created as a fortress of worthiness. Yet you ask, how do I get that job? How do I get that person to like me? How do I show? You are everything you need to be. And when you start to realize that, the abundance that's coming your way. Can I get some sound that you're receiving this real quick? So that's a ticket right there. You want to get to a place of growing, of improving, of thriving in your life. You need to start accessing your worthiness. You need to start understanding that you're going to vibrate towards and vibrate to all the things that you want to create in your life once you have that mindset shift. I am worthy of. I can create. I can have whatever it is that I want to create. And it's not just, everybody says, what is it? Law of attraction. Right? Law of attraction. Cool. You want to call it that? Great. But it's not just like, let me just think about this thing and it's going to pop up. I want $1 million. And if I wake up and there's not $1 million in my bank account, Nick is the shittiest speaker ever. That's not what this is about. This is about energy. Okay. Anybody, let's see how many people admit to this. Have you gone on a date from a dating app? Tinder, Bumble, whatever. Yeah, own it. Come on. Nothing wrong with that. Great. So I find this really interesting, right? I want to talk about this for a second. When you go on a date, nothing wrong with it, right? You're trying to connect with people. You go to a date, you go sit down, and you sit there, arms crossed, waiting for this person to fulfill a checklist of things that you demand from a person in a relationship. You're like, no, I don't. You try to get some love, right? You get to that position, and what you want to see is, does this person fit? I don't want to say protocol, gives it an ugly name, but does it fit the type of person that I want to be with, spend a life with, connect with, date? Right? Does that make sense so far? I want to see if this person is fitting for me. Yep. So we come into this position of wanting to connect with this person, but in order to connect with them, I need to make sure that they have X, Y, and Z. I need to make sure they fulfill certain requirements. And you might not want to say it that way because it sounds ugly, but the truth is, that's kind of where it's at. I'm looking for somebody to fulfill these things. And often we don't come in open. We don't come in to receive and connect. We come in looking for certain things. And it's like when you go to, I'll say guys, because I know I've done it. When I go to a club and I'm like, yo, we going out, we get with the girls tonight, it's going to be awesome, me and my boys. And like there's the stalker guy who won't stop staring at the girl all night, and he's trying to get with her and like be around her. What does that girl do? Eventually she like runs away because she's scared of how creepy and like aggressive this dude is, right? When you're in a place of scarcity, I need, you actually push away the thing that you want. This happens all over your life right now. If you don't have everything you want in your life, if you don't have all the things you want to create in your life right now, I'm telling you something, you are doing this. So I want you to listen for a second because this is big for you. The things that you desire, if you're yelling about not having them, if you're upset that you don't have them already in your life, if you're saying, well, why don't I have this yet? I've been working so hard. You are saying, I need something. I'm coming from a place of I don't have, so I got to go get. And you're actually going to scare that thing away from you. So if you are not financially in a place you want to be in right now, is it because you keep saying, I don't have the money for that? If you're not in a relationship with the person of your dreams yet, is it because you keep saying, oh my God, I'm sick of dating. I need a person who just loves me, who's there all the time, who does this. You are actually creating a negative attraction to that thing, that person, that desire. So what I'm asking you to do is start living with an abundance mindset. I have all the love I need for myself. Every bit of love that I need is not coming from anybody else. I can't wait to share it with a lifelong partner, but everything I got, everything I need is right here. Right now in this moment, I have all the money I need. Every bit of it. For a lot of us, we'll never get to that point. I'm straight up. A lot of you will never get to the point where you're going to say right now, today, that you're okay with the money that you have. And the second you get to the point of saying, I'm okay with where I am with my money, watch the money flow. And don't fake it. You got to get to a point where you really feel that in your soul. I am grateful. I am totally served with exactly what I have. Can you create different? Absolutely. But not until you get to the point of acceptance and love of where you're at. You're then in an abundance mindset. I have everything I need. Everything extra is just extra. And then $10 million later, same thing. But it's the same thing with somebody who wins the lotto. Why do they lose their money like a month later? They got $258 million and then it's gone. How? How is that possible? It's endless money. Because they don't know how, they are coming from a place of scarcity and then they're throwing it away, right? So I want to go back to self-care. All right. I want somebody else to share who had an experience with the sound bath. What you experienced with the sound bath. Don't be scared. Come on. We're just talking. Come on. Oh, really, guys? Your experience with the sound bath. I felt relaxed. I felt energized. Okay, tell me this. Did you come in here holding anything today? Holding on to anything? I came in here with stress. I came in here hungry. I came in here angry at my boss. I came in here something. Come on, join me. I don't want to do this alone. 2 microphones is dangerous. Yes. You got it? What'd you come in here with? Say your name first so we know. Natalie. Clap it up for Natalie. Get it, Nat.
I am super anxious this week. I came off a similar, I was with Nick all weekend, and we had probably one of the best experiences of my life, and this week, being thrown back into work in New York City has been super stressful and extra stressful, I think, because coming off a high, it's just whatever, extra stress. So yeah, after the sound bath, I felt relaxed, even my muscles, I also work out excessively, so everything is stress and my full tension ever in my body. And I even started spazzing my muscles with the guys next to me. So I felt a full release in my mind and body.
That's awesome. Clap it up for her. So when it comes to stress in your life, do you experience it often?
Yeah.
Anybody else experience stress often?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we're on the same page. You're not alone. You're the one holding the mic, but you're not alone. Okay? So give me some triggers that trigger stress for you.
I work with developmentally challenged children, so
Okay.
I'm thrown into stressful situations every day.
Okay, so working with what is it properly? Developmentally
delayed.
delayed. Okay, I always get stuff like that wrong, so thank you for clearing that. Okay, and that creates stress for you.
Yeah, some days.
Okay, how so? What about that creates stress for you? We're going to dive deep. Come on, you got this, girl.
I'm not in control of how the day is going to go, so.
Great. Anybody else get stressed out when they're not in control? I was about to say, y'all like it. Great, when you're not in control. Okay, so I want you to see something right here. First of all, awesome, because she just got to the foundation of her thing that creates stress for her that often relates to all of you. Isn't that interesting? We're not so far apart. When it comes to that stress, what do you usually do to alleviate the stress?
I do a lot of shit.
Tell me some.
I work out, I meditate, I journal.
Yeah.
What else do I do? Those are my
You sound bath now.
sound bath. I don't know, yoga, I don't know.
Awesome. Cool. Clap it up for Natalie. Thanks, Nat. So I have stress. Oh my God, I have stress. And I need self-care. I got to take care of myself. When we experience stress, again, there's associations created with it. Okay, so I go to work, and when I lose control, I'm in stress. And what I want you to start to do is practice this right now. I want you to take a second. If you need to close your eyes to like get in your zone for a second, do it. I want you to think about one area of your life that creates stress, right? And I want you to think about the association of I'm not in control, I get in stress. Hers is control. Maybe yours is control too. Is it when I'm not loved, I stress out? Is it when I'm not making the money I want to make, I get stressed out? Is it when I get yelled at, I get stressed out? Is it when I get celebrated, I get stressed out? I want you to think about that area that stresses you out. And when you think about that area and you have that in your head, because I want it to be real for you right now in this moment, when you think about that area, what is it like when you actually get stressed out? What takes you from that moment to stressed? Like, what's the association you're creating? Because you've now said that when I am out of control, for Natalie's example, when I'm out of control, I am stressed. When I don't have my partner with me, I'm stressed. When my kid is crying, I'm stressed. When I'm overweight, I'm stressed. The only difference between you being stressed with that and not being stressed with that, you ready for this? Game changer. You listening? Yes? Is a choice. Oh, that's so boring. The difference between you feeling stressed in that moment versus not is a choice. Holy shit. That's all it is. Why is this a big deal? Because this is something we can literally go and change today when we leave the room. And we live this life of I'm locked into this, that, and the other thing. That this is how I get spoken to by my spouse. This is how my boss treats me. This is the way it is. It is a choice for you to act and receive in the way that you do. And if you start to make a choice to act and receive differently, watch how your life changes. Oh my God. Big shifts happening for you, baby. Watch how people show up for you. Watch how you show up for yourself. Watch the change that's created in your bank account. Watch how you start attracting every guy and girl that you always thought was out of reach. Watch how you start taking care of yourself differently. Showing up to events for a sound bath. Watch how you start investing in yourself or your business. Watch you grow when you start to serve yourself and make a choice that you're worth it. And for a lot of us, we start to associate I'm not good enough with when I walk into work. Holy shit, what kind of life is that? Every time you walk in the door of work, you've associated with I'm not good enough. What if you associated with every time you walk into work, how blessed am I, how grateful am I to take on this job opportunity of cleaning the bathroom at McDonald's? For real, I know it sounds crazy, But if you start to access that gratitude, watch how quickly they beg you to be a manager. I'm serious about this. And I'm telling you, this is a game changer for you. And this is where we meet at the same level. This is where we're in the same exact spot. When we get to a place of understanding, I don't care what level you're at, the mega multimillionaire with the best family and the cute cars and flying in his fancy plane or her fancy plane, to the guy who's cleaning up the bathrooms in McDonald's. We're in the same damn spot because we all have the same mind, same heart. And when you start to make a choice that I am worthy of creating more, when you start to see yourself of worthiness, with I can have whatever it is I choose, an abundance mindset, hot dog, you're going to start to see crazy changes in your life. You with me on that? So I want you to start adjusting your associations. I want you to think of those areas that aren't working for you. The areas where you're feeling stressed. The areas where you're feeling hurt. Maybe some of you are in this room actually thinking about a divorce with your significant other. Maybe some of you are in this room and you're thinking about a breakup with somebody you've been together for a long time with. Maybe some of you are in this room and your health is getting to a really dangerous place. You have not been taking care of yourself. Maybe you're dealing with a health situation that was put on you. Cancer, some type of illness, a virus. Maybe some of you are in here and not digging your job and you just keep going to it. Maybe you're in a place of, I don't have what I want to create. And when you start to adjust your association with exactly where you are, you start to see what you have as a gift and an opportunity. Watch what happens. I can't tell you yet. I'm no guru. Actually, I am, technically. But I'm no guru. I can't tell you what's going to happen. But I can promise you, if you try, you'll be able to come back here with an amazing story. I can't wait for the DM at Nick Pags Fit. Guess what happened? I shifted my perspective. Because this is crazy. Your life is goggles. Most of the things you see are just the goggles you wear. Why is it that some people, like, all we want to, if we had $1 million in our bank account, my life would be amazing. Yet, Justin Bieber just put out a YouTube video series about how wildly depressed he was. And the kid's been a millionaire since he was 14. How is it possible? Because all we want is that money and then we'll be fine, right? All we want is that clout, then we'll be fine, right? All we want is that fame. All we want is that whatever it is, my business. It's all perspective. So if you start right now in this position where you are, of having exactly what you have, in the moment that you are only this moment. And if you start to live in that, think of what you can create. Because even if you live from this scarcity place of, I don't have the money, I don't have the clout, I don't have this, I don't have that, you will always say that. Right? This kid is depressed because he had everything under the sun and it still didn't fulfill his requirements because he wasn't okay with where he was. He was never taught to. He was put too much pressure on him at 9 years old, 12 years old. So you're in a place right now where you're doing the same thing. What you have is not enough. I got to go grind. I got to go get it. You can grind. You can hustle. But what if you loved exactly where you were right here, right now? Is it possible to have both? Right? An and situation rather than an either or. That's an abundance mindset. I get to create more. I get to generate more. I get to have bigger stages to speak. I get to speak at all the hotels. I get to connect with every one of you. I get to, fill stadiums and arenas. I get to do that. And I couldn't love this moment right here with you more than if I tried. Couldn't love this moment more. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I get to have both. You get to have both. An acceptance, appreciation, love, exactly where you are. Because you only are right here. I have an older brother. His name's Aaron. He had a significant other that passed away 15 years ago, who had a son, 26, yesterday died of an overdose. You have a lifespan. Anybody here know what age you're going to die at? Your lifespan is not 1 to blank. Your lifespan is A to Z. Your A to Z looks wildly different than mine. Or maybe it looks the same. You need to start to make a decision that you're going to live your life like you don't know what letter you're at. But some of y'all are acting like you got Z way down the road. I want you to start trusting that life is live. Everything you want to create comes from you loving this moment and generating what you want. Because then when it does happen, if it does happen, in a moment that you didn't expect, you were living in a space of love, of connection with your life. That's what creates an immense amount of joy. Feeling life like you've never felt life before. You get to have that by choice. That's it. Associate everything with your life with something that fills your cup. Put goggles on, perspective goggles that serve you. You can look at this moment as, oh, I got to listen to this guy talk. Or you could look at this moment as, oh my God, I have an opportunity to focus on me in the hectic, craziest place in the entire world. Like, I saw the subway as a pain in the ass 2 weeks ago. After 10 days in LA and no public transportation, I heard the sound of the Q train coming and I was like, oh God, thank you so much. Traffic is not a thing in the subway. It's amazing. Goggles, perspective. I'll finish it with this. I've had really powerful relationships in my life. I've had some of the best relationships ever. My family is ridiculous. I have the most supportive, amazing, incredible family. My siblings, my mom, my dad, every bit of it. Oh my God, I can't express to you guys how much they mean to me. Every single day, my thought is, how can I hustle? How can I create what I want to create impact because of my mom, my dad served me so much throughout my life. My siblings were there throughout my entire life. How can I make a stamp on this earth to show them that all their sacrifice, all their efforts were worth it, right? I have the best family in the world. And, this is not the either or, this is the and my dad and I have knocked heads for a long time, right? We had a lot of tension growing up. He expected a lot from me. Anybody have a dad who expects a lot from you? Okay, and it created a lot of tension, a lot of frustration in our relationship. So growing up, there were a lot of moments where there was resentment. There were a lot of moments of me getting angry at him. There were a lot of moments of getting upset, of getting pissed off. There were a lot of moments of you don't get it. A lot of moments, not of hate, but serious, serious disgust and frustration. On both ends. Always from a place of love, but serious struggle. And now I'm 27. I'm living in the city. I'm hustling, I'm grinding, I'm working to do my thing. And now I can't tell you how drastically the goggles have shifted. The way I see my life and my connection with my Father. It ain't like I thought it was going to look. My vision was here of what a father-son relationship is supposed to look like. This is where it was, somewhere down the block over there. And I was like, okay, let me try and connect these things somehow. And as life went on, and as my experience went on with life, I learned that my dad is doing everything he can to create exactly what he wants to create in the relationship. And it wasn't so much that he was doing things wrong. It was that I was so stubborn about how I saw it, that I had a heavy lock on the goggles. This is the way it's supposed to look. You're messing it up. It's on you. Fix this. You're my dad. It's not my problem. And man, has this relationship turned every second, every moment. He drives me crazy now, and I love it. My goggles are different. My connection with him is different because I get to connect with him in a way where it's like, yeah, you're driving crazy means you want to pay attention to me. You're poking my buttons because you want to spend time with me. I love it. I love it. I don't know when his Z is. I love it. Every second. I love it. You call me, hey, I haven't heard from you in a week. I love you too, Dad. Seriously, it sounds funny, right? Hey, you need to make sure that you get this done. Okay, Dad, thanks. I love you too. And there's not a more loving man, a more powerful man than that man right there. But I didn't see it with the goggles on. And what it took was a choice. I started seeing people go. I realized I was getting older. I realized he was getting older. I realized he don't take great care of his health. And at that moment, I made a choice. I'm gonna put these other goggles on. See how life looks from this color. So what goggles are you wearing in your relationships? What goggles are you wearing at work? What goggles are you wearing with your kids? What goggles are you wearing with what you want to do with your life? What goggles are you wearing with your finances? What goggles are you wearing with whoever or whatever? What goggles are you wearing, and how is it working for you? And if it's not working for you, what's it going to take for you to make the change, make the shift? Do you need someone to die for it? Do you need you to get hurt? Do you need a scare? Is that what's going to shake you? Or can you make a simple choice today, right here, put my 2 feet on the floor and make a decision to see it different? And when you start to see things different, you start to create them different. Are you with me on that? So I want to thank you tonight, because there's a lot of opportunity to do a lot of things on this planet, and you chose to be in this space. You chose to be here. And your choice in being here may have created an opportunity for you to make choices elsewhere that shift the perspective. So together we're going to take one more second, and we're going to close our eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale. Again, together, in through the nose and exhale. And keep that going. And notice that there's somebody next to you who's breathing in the same anxiety as you and exhaling the same freedom as you. There's somebody next to you or in this room who's inhaling the same frustration as you and exhaling the same freedom as you. You are not alone in your journey. You're not stuck where you are. You are in choice, my friend, to create whatever it is you want to create. And as we go forward out of this room, and as we adjust our mindset, and as we shift our goggles, watch the abundance that starts flowing in. I want to thank you all so much for your commitment and your time and attention, because that is the most valuable thing y'all have. My name is Nick Pags. Please follow me on Nick Pags Fit. Connect with me. I want to hear what it is that you took from tonight. The most important thing you can do for me that would serve me, if you got anything out of tonight, take a picture, take a little video. If you want to do it right now, go ahead. Take a picture and just post, tag me, tag W New York. What is it? W New York Union Square is where we are. WNY Union Square, tag and say your biggest takeaway. It's actually a good opportunity for you to do a debrief. So if something triggered you tonight, if you got any type of tickle or moment in your heart or in your soul, like something hit you, just one piece of it tonight, I urge you, I challenge you to take a moment to yourself this evening. Write, talk it out, whatever it is that you do for your alone time. Do that. Because there's something there. If you felt it, there's something there. And you have work to do. This is the work that I do regularly, coaching people, working with people. So if you found this effective and you want to continue this work, please reach out to me. I am so, so grateful for all of you. Thank you very, very much. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Do it for Nick one more time. Nice job.